Well, good morning and welcome into the Real Monica Adams Show, live from my home, staying safe and getting over this craziness. Any of you that are suffering from the flu or COVID or RSV, my hearts go out to you. My heart goes out to you. My thoughts and prayers and healing energy going out to you. It is officially 1 week from the first symptoms that I had. So now I am cleared to go out into the public and feel like I can get out of my bubble. It'll be nice to be out there and take in the fresh air. Weather-wise, it actually looks nice. So let's kick off with that. We're talking 50s again, and we don't have rain in the forecast until tomorrow, some light rain coming in, but you're going to get back into the 60s. You cannot beat this weather as we start to head into Christmas weekend. Are you ready for the hustle and bustle of it all? I got some presents wrapped yesterday. That made me feel accomplished after having dealt with all of this. But yes, I still think, since I've been inside, that there's a few more things I might rush around and get on Friday. For all of you that are heading into the weekend, or maybe you're traveling, please safe travels to you as you go to spend time with your family and friends. And then we get past the hustle and bustle of Christmas, and then what happens? We start to look into the new year. And then, yes, it always happens. And any of us in the fitness industry, it's almost comical to see how many people say, this is my year. I'm going to say comical, and I feel sorry that somehow there's a disconnect, that it doesn't happen, that it's like the first, I always say 6 weeks into the year, and all of these gyms take all of your money and they don't care. They have you pay an annual membership and they're like, okay, well, you can come or you don't come, but we have your money. And that always frustrated me as a trainer. And it's one thing that I said I would never, ever do, because you need to reach your goal, and people who truly care about you, that is what they will have you do. Well, today we're going to be talking about your weight loss. We're going to talk about nutrition. We're going to talk about how important it is to do your training, but get your time back. Time is the most important aspect. It's having more time to spend with those that you love, right? That's what it's all about, creating memories. And when we leave this earth, it's not about all the things we bought and all the material things in life, but it's the time that we were able to spend together. Well, do you want more time back? My guest today is going to tell you how you can get into incredible shape, how you can have the longevity you're looking for in life. Even people, and it's a beautiful thing to watch. I've been a trainer for 27 years now, and I love every single client I've ever had, but it's the ones who really push for you, the ones who come in and maybe they've got the world against them. They might be diagnosed with something, but they are looking for that quality of life. Each and every one of you can get inspired by these stories that we're going to tell. John Zarbock is going to be my guest today. He is the brainchild behind Biofit. He also has served our country, so we're going to thank him for that. Been in the fitness industry for a long, long time, and he wanted to know if there was a way for you to be able to get quality of life back. Shorten the time. He actually came across something at one point and thought, there's no way that this is true, and actually wanted to prove that it was one of these fake things that's out there again, just trying to grab money, and then ended up realizing it was a real thing. Drove to Nashville, got the equipment and said, I'm doing this. And he has been since. There's 3 locations. It's called Biofit. We're going to tell you all about it. He's my guest. But before that, I want to remind you that tonight is your final time right now, because tonight is the vision setting night. So we're going to talk about the aspect of working out, but what about your mental side and your spiritual side as well? That is something that connects the entire triangle. I'm going to be joined tonight with Kasia Sitars from Canada, and that will be at 6 o'clock Central Time through 7:30, so 7 to 8:30 Eastern Time, all over the world. So she's in Canada, we're here in the States. We're going to join together to set your vision and to cultivate that vision, how we can take you to where you have always where you've been meant to be, but maybe power from the past of things that have happened to you have held you back. So that's tonight. If you want to join and be a part of that, just go to my website, TheRealMonicaAdams.com, and then click on what's new, and we will have the ability for you to join until 5:30 this evening. I hope to see you. All right, let's talk about your health. John Zarbock will be my guest from Biofit when we return.
Envita Health and Wellness, where you can feel your best both inside and out. Envita isn't your typical med spa. They're a multi-specialty medical spa and wellness center serving St. Louis and its surrounding areas. They have ketamine for mental health and pain, IV therapy, medical weight loss, and aesthetics treatments. As board-certified anesthesia providers, Envita can ensure that their advanced treatments are provided safely with minimal to no pain. So let Envita take care of you. Call 314-394-0950 to book an appointment, or online, EnvitaHealthandWellness.com.
Welcome back. It is Thursday, December 21st. It's 7:05 in the morning, and thrilled to have you along with us. Any of you that are brand new, please let me know where you're watching from. I love the fact that we are getting more and more new people that are organically finding us, or we've got someone that has suggested that they find this show because this is the way we want you to start your morning. As I mentioned, bringing on our guest this morning, I actually had a chance to meet him. I guess it's been a few months ago. John Zarbock from Biofit. Hello, and thank you. I'm so glad we finally got a chance to do this.
Hey, Monica, me too. This is awesome. I've been looking forward to this ever since the day we met.
Absolutely. And so, let's just kind of go back. First of all, thank you for serving our country. You have been deployed multiple times. And one of the things that I read about you was that, you started off and you had your original gym, and were you in Kuwait when you were like, I can't have this, and having people, pay their membership, and they're not going to continue to do this when I'm back and forth and back and forth.
It was in between Kuwait deployments. So 2017, I was in Kuwait. 2012, 2017, and 2022, I deployed to Kuwait. But it was after I got back that I realized. I've always felt that way, just like you said. Like I had never understood how a business like big box gyms. I'm not going to call out any publicly,
Right.
but we all know who they are. They make their money by selling memberships to people, like with the promise and the hope that they get healthy, they take care of themselves, and then hope that you don't show up.
Mhm.
Like that would be like selling 1,000 plane tickets for the same plane ride and hoping that only 200 people show up, and then somehow the other 800 are like completely okay with the fact that you oversold it.
Right.
I don't know. For me, it's never made sense, like on a soul level.
Right.
I understand the capitalism of it, but yeah.
But I'm glad that you're a caring person that's against it, because there's too many people in the industry, as you know, that are just like, okay, well, I've got the money, and it just never set well with me. And I'm sure it sounds like you're the same type of person.
Yeah, I don't want to like discourage anybody from being money motivated, but if you're going to be compensated for an idea or for taking risk in the marketplace, like don't get me wrong, I'm a capitalist just like the rest of us. But the business model is just disingenuous.
Yes.
And I was a big part of it, like a big part of my culture. I've never worked at a big box gym or anything like that, but like I was the the wannabe bodybuilder. I competed for a little while, but like I wanted to be the Mr. Olympia guy. I wanted to be the CrossFitter. I wanted to be the Rich Froning of the world. I saw myself through those lenses, and so that's where I spent 20 years of my life.
Mhm.
2 days, almost every day. I'd work out twice a day. I would work out for an hour or two every time. When I was activated in the military, sometimes I'd work out 3 times a day. Because I was under the impression, because that's what Schwarzenegger told me, was like I had to be in the gym every day, all day. And, like if you weren't throwing up from your workouts, then it wasn't good enough.
You're not doing it right. Come on, you're soft.
And so I only knew what I knew. I
Right.
only knew what I was told, and I didn't have anyone in particular that was telling me this is how you're supposed to do it, but it's what I got from all the magazines. Right? The Muscular Development and the Flex magazine and Muscular Performance and all of these bodybuilding magazines. It was like this was actually something I think that you and Tony Horton talked about the other day. It was like you have this industry of like models and actresses and all of this fake stuff, right? The airbrushing and all the Instagram things.
Mhm.
And you have this almost completely unattainable goal that
Right.
you don't realize is unattainable because you don't have the genetics for it, or you don't have I'm speaking for me, like I'm never going to be Schwarzenegger. I'm never going to be a Ronnie Coleman or a Jay Cutler, right? Like these were my heroes,
Mhm.
but I didn't I didn't know what I was doing. And so, but all I knew was more, work out longer, more weight, more reps, more everything. And it wasn't until I realized that like there's a safer and a smarter way to approach strength training and when I made the transition from caring more about how I looked
Mhm.
to how I feel,
Yep.
Like, how is my body's performance, my quality of life, my mental health, and things like that? That's when, like, whew, everything changed for me. That's
But
when.
John, let me ask this though, because if I can go back to, and I trained a lot of big guys back in my early 20s. In fact, Bob Brinkman, who a lot of people know, Brinkman Construction, I trained all those construction guys. And then all the bodybuilders. Henry Lovelace was just my mentor. And so I grew up in the same thing. For me, all those names that John's listing, I knew all those guys. And then it was Corey Everson and Rachel McClish for me. For me, that was those were the women that really started
Mhm.
the beautiful look of women being able to have muscles and actually being beautiful, and how great they looked in dresses. And I love the fact that that kind of was a breakthrough for us from a women's standpoint to be able to lift. But I would look at the guys and I would just go, oh my gosh, all they want to do is lift heavier and heavier. Their form was horrible. They're trying to get bigger and bigger. And I just kept thinking, even at a young age, gosh, if we could just get to them to make them understand what you're doing to your body and how you're going to feel when you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, and older, from the standpoint of life. But, and I don't know, you know what? Maybe you can help us with this. How can we get that mindset at an earlier point? Because all these guys, and I'm so thankful that still on Instagram and TikTok, it's still a thing to, hey, let's work out, let's show this and that. But it's all the hacks that they're trying to show, and it's crazy. I don't want them to follow that, but I do want to get to them to say, yes, it's smart to train, but in your 20s, how can we get you as a guy to change your mindset to think about how you're going to feel as you get older?
Ooh, that's a
Yeah,
tough one. I'll tell you
I
what.
know.
If you and me could figure this out and crack this code, we'll be billionaires. How do you change the mindset of a 20-year-old? I mean, I almost feel like this is a thought experiment that I could definitely go down for a while. But my gut instinct, and this might just be the man in me, um, I don't think you should, quite frankly. I think that 20-year-olds, you gotta almost just you have to give them the information, I think. I think for me, I didn't even have the information. Like the book that changed my life, that just completely like thumped me right on the forehead and just like I became enlightened. It's a book called Body by Science, and it was written by a guy named Dr. Doug McGuff,
Okay.
and he wrote it in like 2010, I think, with a guy named John Little. And Doug McGuff has spent his entire life, because he had access at a very young age, like 14 years old, had access to Arthur Jones bulletins for the high intensity training, HIT
Mhm.
methodology in philosophy. So he's grown up his whole life and he's had all this information. When I read that book, it changed everything.
Hmm.
But had you given me that book at 20 or 22, I don't know if I would have lived enough life to have been able to appreciate
Yep.
that information. And so I guess, when you give young men in their 20s information and advice, you know, I think it's worth giving it to them, but you almost have to spend your 20s you have to just trial and error. You got to mess up. Hopefully they're not that big of mess ups. I was actually just having this conversation about just parenting and, children and stuff the other day with somebody that was having this, kind of same issue. Like, my kids won't listen to me, and I'm really scared because they're getting old enough and all they want to do is travel. I think they were like in their late teens, like 18,
Yeah.
19. All they want to do is travel, and the mom in me wants to let them go and let them do all the things. But it's like there's another part of me that, like, I'm scared because I don't know. I'm not going to be able to protect them.
Right.
And you have to just let kids go. You have to let them go, and hopefully cross your fingers and hope that their mistakes aren't so big that they're life changing. But
Yep.
that's how we learn as humans. You have
Well,
to make mistakes.
and we just showed your son, who you say that's your why. What's his name again? Is it Tyler? Yeah. And so now we're looking through some slides. We're if you're just tuning in, we're talking with John Zarbock, and I'm going to kind of mix in some slides and some video that we've taken over the last few months. Let me go back here though, and we're going to take a quick break. This is kind of how it started for you. You had the gym, no air conditioning, no heat, right?
I'm telling you what, this was like a
Leaking roof.
Yeah, it was. I called it the dungeon. This was before I had discovered the adaptive resistance exercise technology. This was like me as a conventional trainer. This was me. This was my manifestation of like being a conventional trainer and trying to incorporate some CrossFit principles, because at the time I liked the fact that it was high intensity in the sense that like you're trying to race the clock. And I think that CrossFit has some good principles. I don't Since reading the book and since adopting the high intensity training philosophy, I've kind of shifted my feelings on what CrossFit is. I view it a lot more as a sport than I do a form of exercise. Like, I don't think that for the majority of people, like the heavy majority of people who are wanting to improve their, their lives from a health and wellness perspective, or just a quality of life in general, I just don't think CrossFit's where you belong in the beginning, right? CrossFit is a very advanced level way of, conditioning and becoming strong with very complicated lifts. And it requires a lot of discipline. It requires a lot of practice, just like any other skill. Sure. And so anything for me that requires a certain level of skill in order to perform the exercise is not exercise. It's a sport.
And anybody that is involved in CrossFit, let me tell you, you're incredible athletes. I can't speak firsthand on it. I've never done it. I've been invited to a gym of someone that had it in the Valley Park area. I never had a chance to go. I admire what you do, but I would agree. There's some of these moves that I look at and I'm just like, I just see injuries happen. So for the general public, but look, if somebody wants to come on and tell me more about CrossFit and state your case, that's fine. But I'm going to have to, from my mindset and the way John's talking, I would have to agree. So what we want people to get in shape, get to their goals, but we want the longevity of life, and we want you to have your time back. So that's what we're talking about today. We're going to actually go through and show some of John's current customers that he has there, clients that he has there, and the remarkable changes that they've made in a very short time period. So today we're talking about Biofit. What is Biofit all about? We'll let John discuss all of that when we return.
Carroll House Furniture is growing and hiring for many positions. Drive to success, delivering concierge service and setup in customer homes.
Enjoy teamwork in our clean, organized warehouse where Carroll House stocks for fast, free delivery.
Associates sell more and make more with 3.5 acres of choices in stock, infinite custom orders, plus the lowest prices in the country.
If you like top pay and the best benefits in St. Louis, you'll love working here.
So if you like nice things, join the Carroll House Furniture family.
Hi, it's Monica Adams. Thank you so much for following along with The Real Monica Adams Show since we launched back in March. But I wanted to let you know there's so much more that I could do with you, your business, your corporation. Did you know that I'm a motivational speaker all around the world, as well as an MC and an auctioneer? So if you have an event, maybe a nonprofit organization, and you want to book me, just shoot me an email, info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com. Personal training, life coaching, and styling as well. info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com.
Welcome back. It's Thursday, December 21st. Once again, cloudy and in the 50s again today. We do have some light rain tomorrow and then into the 60s as we head into the weekend, and we're heading into Christmas. I don't think we're going to have a white Christmas with this kind of weather. Good morning to all of you. I'll go through and say good morning and answer any questions that you have. If you do have any questions for my guest, John Zarbock, please let us know. Let's talk, first of all, before we go through and show some of your clients, John, let's talk about Biofit. So you started this back in 2018?
Yeah, it was the end of 2018, but yeah, November, December of 18.
But I read something in an article, and I was reading a ton of things about you, but one of them that said that you were frustrated with thinking, I think it was more so, am I going to have to give up this dream and then go completely into the service? Can I do both? How can I blend these things together? How can I, have people be able to get to their goals in a shorter period of time? And you come across something that you probably, like a lot of us in the industry, would say, all right, just another thing of trying to have people just grab money from you, and you were trying to prove them wrong. And this was, in fact, you finding this equipment. And then you went to Nashville. Tell us about that story.
Yeah. So when I got back from my third deployment in 2018, before I even got back, like I had already made my mind up. Like I don't want to be full time in the military anymore. I had kind of just lost my passion and my desire to want to just kind of show up, get the paycheck, be the G man. And so I bought like $40,000. I actually bought out a CrossFit gym they were just selling everything. It was a fire sale because the owner was just transitioning to do something else. I literally never met the guy. So I had a friend who brokered the deal and picked up. It was 6,000 square feet worth of mats and bumper plates and rigs, and literally, I bought everything. But I got such a great deal on it, so I bought 40 grand worth of equipment, and it was literally waiting for me at my friend's house before I even got home from deployment. But I got home, I was looking for a place, finally found a place, found the dungeon, my 900 square foot garage, with no heat, no air conditioning, and leaked like the roof would leak. Like I had buckets, like in places where it had to catch the water. But I did that for a bunch of months. And every time, so I went from being full-time Army, deployed Title 10, to being like just National Guardsman, right? So 1 weekend a month, 2 weeks in the year, like I just want to kind of do my time, do what I don't want to say like do the minimum, because I don't really ever do the minimum on anything that I do, but like it's just part-time Army essentially.
Sure.
And every time I would generate momentum, every time that I would like start to get clients to like on some very good progress, I would have some conference, or I'd have, because I'm an officer, so like there's planning conferences, and there's exercises. I'm in IT as well, and so like anytime that there needs to be something that I need that the Army wants me to do, I don't really have a choice to do it. I got to go. And especially with what my role was back then, there was nobody else. So it was either I went, or the job didn't get done,
right?
Or there was no representation for what my job was. So it was like, okay, whatever. So but that just kept happening. Every 2 or 3 months, it would just keep happening, and clients would, and rightfully so. Hey, if you're not here, like if you can't be here to train me, like I want to be here with you. Like you're really motivating and inspiring, and like I love like everything we're doing here, but I can't. I need consistency.
Sure.
So I got to a place of like I felt so defeated, and I was becoming very conflicted with like, am I really, like, is this really what I'm supposed to be doing? Like, or am I just supposed to be in the military? Am I just supposed to be, finish this out, stop trying to be great at two things at once.
Yeah.
Like just pick a lane. Right. And so I'm just in a fit of desperation and despair. I'm online, help me, universe. And,
guide me, please.
yeah. And sure enough, universe provides. I saw an advertisement for this ARX machine. 20 minutes is all you need, best workout ever. And I just like, because of the mental state that I was in, what I saw was just like this gimmicky Bowflex thing that was making all these promises to people who were legitimately desperate, people who all I could see is like back in the 1990s and all the infomercials of all these, Gee Whiz workout machines and the ab rollers and the special crunch machine that's going to just give you the magic results, And I just got so mad. I just got so angry because I was just like, it's just not fair. It's not fair that people like this have the ability to market this garbage and be successful,
And you felt you're coming across something that's just another one of those gimmicks and people are going to be taken advantage of. But then you tried. I'm actually going to go back through some slides. I'm going to try to fast forward through some of these. So I want to show, okay, this guy right here. So we're
This
looking
is Joe.
This is Joe. And
This is
Joe,
my
did you say Joe has MS?
He does. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to like reveal too much about him just because,
Yeah.
it's, just not appropriate, but yeah, he's on a walker. He's had MS for a really long time. I don't know if it's been lifelong, but I think he was diagnosed like in his like 30s or 40s. And so he's on the struggle bus, he's 78 years old. But these machines, what I learned about these machines is that one, they're as legit as they claimed to be the first time I ever saw the advertisement. But the machine is so incredible in the sense that Joe and I do the same workout. Like what we do for our exercise is the same. The only difference is that when he pushes and pulls against that machine, I'm just stronger than he is.
Right.
But we're able to do the same movements. We're able to do the same exercises. It's just that the amount of force that is being felt and produced in our bodies, that's the only thing that's different.
And then I stopped on this picture for a second. That actually, did you say that's your aunt? That was 90?
That is my great aunt Lou.
Great aunt. And she's 90.
She is 90 years old and does a variation of the same exercises as I do. The only difference is she does them isometrically.
Okay.
So when she's exercising currently, because we just got started for her about 4 weeks ago, maybe 5. She called me and said, "Hey, I'm just, I'm getting old, and my lower back is really starting to hurt, and it's really starting to affect. Like I can't do as many things as I want to be able to do." And and I remember you told, and I haven't seen her in actually a couple of years, but like she called me and said, and remember you said something about having these awesome machines that help people get stronger. I want to come try it.
Wow.
Please. Come on in.
Well, John, what was she doing before she came to you? Was she doing some type? I mean, because she looks like she's in good shape, though. I mean, especially with her just starting.
Oh, I think she attributes a lot of her longevity to yoga. Pilates, yoga. She was very active most of her life. She was, a lot of body weight calisthenic type things, which I think is instrumental. When people ask me what they should be doing in between sessions with me,
right.
I always say like you've got to adopt some yoga, stretching, move your body. Like our bodies need to be moving constantly, right?
Yes.
The fastest way to kill a human being is to immobilize it and overfeed it, and it will die very, very quickly of sickness and all sorts of things. But yeah, she wasn't really doing much. I mean, she's 90, so I mean, I don't think that she was feeling comfortable enough or safe enough to kind of do her own thing much longer. And so she came in, tried it, and we gave her very first strength training session. It lasted only about 3.5 minutes. And she was, she felt tired and fatigued enough that she was, okay, I'm good. Well, I don't know, 5 weeks later, like she's 30% stronger in every muscle group that we work out. And her muscular stamina and endurance are up maybe 10 or 15%. So she can handle more stimulus longer in literally just 5 workouts.
And so she's 90 and Joe's how old? 80?
78.
78? Okay, so we're talking about them, but I'm going to take a quick break and we're going to show you the workout that Michelle and I were put through by John within the last couple of months. We're gonna pause some of the video. I'm gonna have you break down and explain what's happening, why there's such a struggle happening, and why you say that this is the way you truly believe people should be training no matter what age, and that this is truly the workout of the future. You've got 3 locations. Before we go to the break, you want to give them the information in case they have to hop off here, that they can look into it and maybe do this for 2024?
Yeah, so our website is biofitstl.com, and that's our handle for YouTube and Facebook and all the things. But our Arnold location's on Jeffco Boulevard. Our O'Fallon location is on Highway K in between 364 and 70. And our flagship location, our Richmond Heights location, is at 1500 South Big Bend, a quarter mile south of Big Bend and 40.
And that's the one that we went to. So I'm going to show you what we went through. Now, look, I have been training since I was 15 years old, and I wanted to know, all right, what's this all about? I actually love being in a gym. So John thinks I'm an anomaly. I don't want to be in there hours and hours and hours. So that's the thing that I agree with this. John saying, no, you could literally work out. You ready for this? 20 minutes and get the same type of workout that people are doing day in and day out for multiple days at a time. So if you want your time back, you want to work and then be able to rest and have the time with your family, just wait. This next half hour, we're going to show you the type of workout that you would go through at Biofit. Again, biofitstl.com. Check it out. We'll have more with John when we return.
Think about this. When's the last time you called your doctor at 2 o'clock in the morning and he actually answered? Well, at Innovare Health Advocates, their patients are special. Their doctors, nurse practitioners, their care team care deeply about your health, your family, your work, and even your pet. Their clinicians are accessible and they lead your care in and out of the hospital. In fact, Dr. Charles Willie offers his cell phone number to his patients to ensure they can intervene early in your illness. They can provide care above and beyond, offering lab, x-ray, echocardiogram, and other treatments in their office. Innovare Health Advocates with 5 locations on both sides of the river. Check them out, innovarehealth.com.
Welcome back. It is 7:32. And to all of you that are on, thank you so much. I saw somebody that said that they were watching from Colorado. John, is this for people who are overweight and sometimes weak from RA? Okay, that's a good question for you.
I would say yes. I mean, so without sounding too, I don't know, pompous or braggadocious, like strength training in general, like not just specifically how I do it. Although obviously I have my biases. Strength training is for every human, like muscles and bone, skeletal muscle resistance is for everybody. And the benefits outweigh everything else that you could possibly be doing. But the trick is the strength training and the resistance that you do has to be challenging enough to force the body to be at certain levels of discomfort, right? Like you have to struggle. It's like, it's just like anything else in life. Like everything that you do that's going to be really hard and that's going to make you want to quit, but you lean in to the discomfort and you embrace the suck, so to speak, like you're going to come out better on the other side. And exercise is really no different. And it's the fundamental, like, part of life that like a physical strong body is going to help you achieve and feel and be more than you could ever imagine. But what I love about exercise like this and just exercise in general is that nobody can do this for you. Unfortunately, like this is like, and it's a deeper relationship with yourself and with this discipline.
Sure.
Nobody can do your push-ups for you. And so
you got to do the work, but John's giving you time back. I mean, this is the thing. You got to do the work, and I'm going to show you, and Michelle's actually going to join us here in just a second. You've got Rose Heidig, who just said, I always disliked going to the traditional gym, but I love Biofit. It's been life-changing for me.
Oh, Rose is great. She's like, how like you have the star pupil,
Yes.
like the student that comes with the apple. and like every question they just you can't call on them anymore because
Right,
they
right.
dominate the question. Like Rose is incredible. Her story and what she's been able to change about her life and how I mean, medications gone, 65 pounds gone,
Well,
quality of life. I mean, I'm telling you, if I had like 100 roses, I would never do anything for the rest of my life other than just work with them. I mean,
you know what? And that's a good point to bring up, John, because we all think of clients that we have over the years, and then you have clients all together, and you always try to tell them to stay in your own lane, do your thing, don't worry about what they're doing over here. But at the end of the workout, if you're seeing them make advances, you're seeing quality of life for them. Yeah, maybe take a cue from them. Maybe you realize that they're giving everything that we're asking for. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing when they're not with us. If you're just tuning in, John Zarbock again is my guest today from Biofit, biofitstl.com. I'm going to bring Michelle into the mix here. So Michelle and I were able to go through a workout with John.
Morning.
Morning.
I guess it's been about 2.5 or 3 months ago. Michelle's also worked out her whole life. All of us, we all know about the whole thing about being in gyms. But as we now talk, we're going to go through this. So this is video taken a few months ago when we were first being introduced. So John, as we go through this, if you want me to stop at any point, let me know. But this is you explaining to her what she's getting ready to do. So walk us through these machines. Oh, can you hear me, John?
I can.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
Yeah.
So,
okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm going to pause it here. So we were just showing Michelle doing more of the chest press, but unlike a traditional chest press where you're just going up and down, it's the force of it. So just describe what she's doing.
Yeah, so the machine that she's on right now is called an Omni. It's called an adaptive resistance exercise Omni machine. So what she's essentially doing is she is fighting a motor that is pulling, it's winding up and unwinding with resistance that essentially she's never going to win against. Right? So there's never going to be, she's never going to be able to move the machine faster than what I have already pre-programmed the machine to move.
So Michelle, describe how hard that was for you.
It was incredibly hard. You're so accustomed to, you do, like in this picture, you do a press and then you can release because, the weight's coming back at you. But you have to change your mindset because you're pushing. And then all of a sudden the motor changes and then you're fighting it to come back. So it's completely changing your muscle mind. And it's very difficult, very, very difficult, but
doable. So I don't want anybody to hear, oh, it's difficult, I can't do it.
No.
As John said before, every single person can do it. It's just going to be, what can you push? What can you pull?
Right.
I'm stopping it here for a second, John. This is actually this is showing the up and down on the graph. So explain what that is. And this was her doing the pull down.
Yeah. So the graph is a real-time representation, and you notice how in the blue box that the numbers are constantly changing, right? Like if you go back maybe,
Yep.
3 or 4 seconds.
Yep.
So the what that is, that's the weight that she's pushing. So imagine, and this blew my mind, right? Like this completely changed everything about how I understand to have exercise happen. When you're at the gym and you're using conventional weights, you get one weight. And that weight is what you're stuck with statically through the entire exercise. But what I didn't realize and understand or even have ever felt until I use this machine is that when you're going through your range of motion, your ability to produce force, depending on the angle of your elbow, right? The moment arm angle, changes. So like when your hands are really close to your body, you don't have as much force production capability. You're not as strong here as you are out here, right? And so when you're using a regular weight, you're stuck with that one weight. So over the course of your workout of that exercise, that muscle that you're trying to work, there are certain points of your range of motion that you're underloaded. You don't have enough weight to challenge your body to the maximum amount of what your body can do.
John,
But
I
this,
paused it here for a second. So I want to show this because I think when people watch this video, it's very easy to think, okay, so the work's only being done as Monica's pulling it down, like a typical pull down in a gym.
Mhm.
No, on this right here, I'm actually trying to force because it's going back up, and you're actually using your muscles on the way back up and the way down.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. So you are not only performing what's called the positive or the concentric, pulling it towards you, but you are also that line, the word says max on the very top, that red line.
Mhm.
You are also resisting
Mhm.
or doing the negative, the eccentric on the way up. So like you're basically playing tug of war
Yeah.
in
You're
both
fighting the whole way.
directions
Yep.
with maximum production capability of your individual muscles with the perfect resistance every single second, every single time. And that's what the graph is that's the data the graph is capturing. So that when the next time you come in for an exercise,
Mhm.
you have the ability to see your previous workout's performance
Yeah.
and compete
Against
against
yourself.
yourself. So you know that you're at least able to do what you did last time. You should be able to at least do that because you've already done it. And if you have taken enough time and concerted effort for self-care, and if you have slept and you've hydrated and you ate the right amount of food and the protein and all the things, then when you tear muscle and you sleep, muscle regrows and it grows stronger, right? Like
Right.
we drink water, we go to the bathroom. Like if this, then this, right? Well, you should be at least able to do what you did last time.
I'm going to pause here for a second. Really quick, if you're just joining us, we're talking about Biofit, and I know this might look very different to a lot of you than the way you're working out at your current gym. It's because it is, and that's why I wanted to bring John on, because this is very different unless you're already training with him than what you've known. And if you want more time back, if what you're doing is not working for you, that's why I wanted to bring not only John on, but I'm pausing here because Michelle will tell you that this was the most difficult thing that she did was the leg press. Michelle, you want to make any comments to this?
It felt like giving birth. I mean, you're pushing and pushing and pushing and fighting and fighting and fighting. But when I finished that entire cycle of everything, John, how long was the entire workout? 20 minutes maybe?
Well, so the
Not
time,
even?
it was probably closer to 7 or 8.
7, okay. It felt like 45. That's the thing. Like I felt like, wow, I just had like a great 45-minute workout. That's how exhausted my muscles were at the end of all of it.
You're giving birth to a new you.
Yes, exactly.
All right. So again, you're saying that people can do what we were just showing to you for 20 minutes, but do they get, because I think it's the same kind of thing like a runner experiences a runner's high, or for any of you that have worked out for a long time, you know that you're looking for that pump. Okay, so you get this, and as Michelle just said, you're like, holy cow, I just did all of this. I exhausted myself. I feel like I just ran a marathon, but I only worked out for 8 or 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes.
It was quick.
Are they wanting to come back quicker? Do you let them, or how break that all down? Because you're saying that they could work out 20 minutes just once a week?
No more than 20 minutes total in a week. I would say the majority of my clients, and I trust me, I understand how this sounds. Very few of my clients even make it to 10 or 12 minutes. And it isn't because they're incapable. It's because it's not necessary. The way that I approach exercise and getting people stronger and improve quality of life is simply by getting their muscles to failure as quickly and as safely as possible, by setting up the conditions for them to do the exercise biomechanically perfect to their body their range of motion as possible. So if it takes 20 minutes, great. But the answer is yes. People can get their results that they want in approximately or less than 20 minutes a week, but it's because of how near perfectly we're able to fatigue the muscle groups. We take every muscle group, targeted muscle group, to failure in one set.
Yeah.
Right. And we do that. So when you think about it, I mean, how many muscle groups do we have? 6?
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? We have a chest press.
Right.
You have a pulling movement, right? So you have lats and you have rhomboids and you have shoulder muscles. And then, but that no muscle works in isolation.
Right.
Right. So like when you do a pulling movement and you're working at that level of intensity, your level of intensity, not mine,
right.
your best. When you're doing a pull down, you're not just working your lats. You're working your biceps, you're working your forearms, you're working your rhomboids, you're working your lower traps.
Yep.
All these synergists, all these other muscles that come to help the prime mover because it can't do the work by itself. Right? The reason why we only have to do one set to failure is because every single muscle that can and should activate in order to help to do the work, we can fatigue those things down to the perfect place without ever experiencing a diminishing return or without injury.
Yeah.
So but again, it goes against the grain. It's completely unconventional to how we've all been taught and shown how to exercise, but it is simply just because the technology hasn't existed until now.
Right. And you've had it since 2018. What was your original location?
I was in the Central West End on the corner of Olive and Taylor. And I went from there to Fox Park. So near Gravois and Jefferson. From there, I went to 4th Street downtown. And then when I deployed in 2017, we had 2 locations at that time, and I had to consolidate, and I had to choose: am I going to consolidate downtown, or am I going to consolidate in Richmond Heights?
Yeah.
And so the climate of 2017 was pretty obvious and clear to me that downtown was not going to be successful. So I brought everything into the Richmond Heights location.
And then your second one was Arnold or O'Fallon?
So we actually opened O'Fallon and Arnold at the exact same day, at the exact same time, because there was a franchise called Quick Hit that did a similar thing. They used a different machine. It was a proprietary version of what it is that I use. But they were a franchise, and they offered us the opportunity to buy them out or to assume their book of business because they were shutting down. And instead of just shutting down and taking this away from their clients, from those customers, they wanted us to continue providing the service, but just, as Biofit, not Quick Hit. So we literally overnight, all in one day, we went from 1 to 3 earlier this year.
So, and you're growing quick, and people are saying phenomenal things. Andre Holman just said great support. That's kind of like a track. Huh?
I know Andre. He's great.
Andre? Yeah, he is a great guy. I know him as well. That's kind of like a tractor pulling a sled at the county fair. The sled always wins.
Yeah, that's actually it is kind of funny, but yes, you're never going to win. You're never going to force the machine to go faster or slower than it is programmed to go. But the point isn't to win. Right. When you're lifting weights, really the point is not to lift the weight. I mean, you want to be able to get through your range of motion, but the point is to fatigue the muscle. You have, for me at least, I mean, it's completely changed how I approach, exercise physiology and the exercise science. This technology has literally changed everything about me, not just professionally as a trainer and as a business person, but as a person.
As a person, which is huge. Just Just to think of the way the mindset works and the way the spirit works and the heart works. Andre said, wow, his workouts are short but intense, very effective technology. Michelle, as I mentioned, you've worked out for a long time. What would you say, just to kind of wrap it up, and I'm going to take a break and then I'll come back with just John and I, what you felt, and I know you were working out before you joined us, you're in your gym area. What would this mean for all the women that are listening, that are thinking, hey, here I am again, I want to drop weight and it never works for me? What would you say to them?
I would say that this is definitely the way to go, especially with women with young children that are go, go, go and have to pick up the kid here and drop the kid off there. They can't get into the gym and work out 45 minutes, an hour. That time is of the essence. If you go into Biofit, you get your workout like that, and then you're done for the week, and then slip in again the next week, and you're going to get those results if you stick with it. Yes, it's difficult, but the benefits they far outweigh the intensity of the workout. And again, it's quick. You're in and out in no time.
I think that's the hugest part, John, is you're giving people time back. You're giving them what they want to reach their goals, and then you're giving them their life back. So, Michelle, thank you for joining us. I'm going to
Thanks, Michelle.
Huh?
Yeah, I was just saying thank you to her. But just real quick, just to kind of co-sign on what you were saying. It's people who hate exercise. Like, they don't like doing it. They don't want to do it, but they know they need to. Love what I do. And people that just simply don't have time. They don't really know what they're doing. So they go to the gym and they're just like, I don't want to be here for an hour. This is silliness. Or they don't have that 45 minutes every 2 or 3 days to go to these boot camps or whatever. Like, it's those are the perfect people. Women, older women who just they want their physical independence back, and they just need a little bit of help. They just need some support. They need some help, and they don't want to worry about hurting themselves.
Right.
And they only want to spend about 20 or 30 minutes a week doing the thing that's going to make them strong. I mean, I can't tell you how many dozens of avatars of women that I have just like that. And not one of them enjoy doing the exercise. Right. But there's a very famous quote, and I'll wrap this up before you go on break. Arthur Jones, who's the guy who kind of discovered and made this popular back in the 1960s. He's got this really famous quote. He wasn't like a softie. The ego on this guy was almost palpable, But he said, if you enjoy exercise, you're doing it wrong.
That's very true.
Or you're sadistic. Which I think I have a little bit in me. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to talk about how John doesn't just let you go and just like a free-for-all in his place, but he's with you. So he takes care of you. He's watching you and making sure that you get to your goals in those 20 minutes. We'll break it all down. If you're looking for something to purchase for someone, you want to give them their life back, literally give them their life back. This is it. I know a lot of you are counting down. It's December 21st, so just a few more days till Christmas. Maybe this would be a great gift certificate to give somebody. We'll give you all the information that you need to know, and hope that this is your year to catapult you forward to what you belong doing in your life. More with John Zarbock. Michelle, thank you so much when we return.
Bye, Michelle.
Envita Health and Wellness, where you can feel your best both inside and out. Envita isn't your typical med spa. They're a multi-specialty medical spa and wellness center serving St. Louis and its surrounding areas. They have ketamine for mental health and pain, IV therapy, medical weight loss, and aesthetics treatments. As board-certified anesthesia providers, Envita can ensure that their advanced treatments are provided safely with minimal to no pain. So let Envita take care of you. Call 314-394-0950 to book an appointment, or online envitahealthandwellness.com.
Welcome back again. It is Thursday, December 21st, the Real Monica Adams Show. We have been visiting with John Zarbock from Biofit St. Louis and looking at some of the comments. Marilyn said, "Good morning, John, fellow navigator. Love your passion." I want to thank Marilyn. She's actually the one that introduced us to you. And Richard, Richard was just playing off of something Michelle said. He said, "Hey, John, does it really feel like giving birth?"
It can. I mean, if I'll tell you what, if you're a man and you want to feel the closest thing to what it's like for a woman to give birth, you get on my alpha machine for a leg press and you give it, like, you got to dig deep in your own soul and you've got to give it your all.
Yeah.
And that's, I've had multiple women tell me that it reminds them of giving birth.
Yeah, my husband actually came into your Arnold location, and he was inspired by some clients that you were working out with. And as I mentioned, it could be the younger generation, it could be seniors, it could be someone, as we were talking about earlier, that maybe has MS, or we've heard about all the incredible things that are out there for people who have Parkinson's. You never want someone to give up on themselves. And I'm sure, John, in your industry that you've been in, that you have probably story after story of people that just inspire you by what they're able to do.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, like the first, when you get to meet somebody, for example, like I was watching the John O'Leary interview that you did. I don't know if it was a couple days ago or weeks ago, but like when you have somebody, when you meet a human being that just will not take no for an answer, like from the world or, from any, when you can, overcoming adversity is like the greatest inspiration for the rest of us.
Yep.
And when Parkinson's, for example, like, I've got clients that have Parkinson's. It's a struggle for them,
Sure.
like, because sometimes they can't sit still or they can't hold, the thing. So you have to do that for them. Like, but they want it so bad. Like, they want to overcome so badly to have the thing that they know that they deserve after the hard work is done. It's the greatest feeling of all time, being able to serve other humans and actually see them progress, because they're trusting in you enough and they're vulnerable in themselves enough to ask for the help.
Yes.
And they continually show up in order to do the work, even though they really don't want to.
Well, that was the biggest thing that I think the message you got from John that day was, do I want to be here doing this podcast? No. Do I want to be in bed? Do I want the pain to stop? Yes. I mean, there's a good friend of mine that I used to work with. I think a lot of people know Timmy Zell. He came out and said he was diagnosed with Parkinson's. There are people who have done boxing for Parkinson's, and people are like, what? Yes, there's all these stories about the motor skills that they need to be working on. And so we don't want society to just give up on that. Oh, they're diagnosed with Parkinson's. Oh, they have MS. Oh, they have dementia. So so let's make them work. Let's show them what they're able to do, but don't let them just go out on their own. So one of the things I love, John, is that when someone comes in to BioFit, it's not like, I think one of the biggest reasons I've heard from women that they hate going into a gym is because they feel lost. There's so much there. They're so overwhelmed. And that's why they suddenly just pay their money and then they disappear. That does not happen at BioFit.
Oh no, nobody pays and doesn't show up. I don't want to say that we're expensive, because I don't foresee us as being expensive in terms of like what a normal personal trainer would cost. We're only about a third of that price. Mm-hmm. But when you start to compare, if you view your BioFit experience as a membership or like a regular gym, then like it doesn't work that way. Like you're not going to just pay and not show up. We're not Club Fitness. We're not a box gym. Like, you're going to come get the value because we charge enough to be affordable, but also like we also make people pay up front. And so, because we want that accountability, and you're not going to let that money go to waste. I can promise you that. And but after 2 or 3 sessions, you start to see results. It's weird. Like, you wouldn't expect that after just 2 or 3 weeks or 2 or 3 exercises that you're going to actually see something change in your body. But that's the magic of the technology that we have, is that the results manifest so fast.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I think a lot of women, not only do they kind of feel lost and not know what they're doing, but they don't want to go to the gym and be bothered.
Right.
They don't want to be talked to or talked at or hit on or whatever the thing is. Like, the environment of most gyms is not conducive for the vast majority of the population to get the medicine they need, which is the exercise.
Right.
And it's not like you go to a gym and you have, everybody, they're always offering you a complimentary personal training session, but there's no complimentary, like, hey, have you ever even been to a gym before?
Exactly.
Do you know how to use this machine?
Yeah, that complimentary personal training is just simply because they want to talk you into all these
Oh, for
packages.
sure, yeah. It's a garbage business model, and I don't understand how it continues to thrive and how people continue to be hoodwinked
Yeah.
by just this minimum payment subscription. It's not enough to cancel. Well, they make it impossible to cancel too. You got to go in person, and then you have to go through the whole rigmarole of, feeling like you're being sold a timeshare. And it's like, it makes me angry to even.
Well, and that's why I wanted to bring you on, John. I mean, there's more and more people that need to exist like you and I in this world. And if we do that, then we generally will be able to take care of people and stop having them being taken advantage of. That's why I wanted to bring John on. He's a good human being. If you have been struggling, this is why I wanted you to hear more about this. Richard asked, does this work for people who have health issues like a bad back, bad hips, and things like that? Or is this only for generally healthy people?
No. So yeah, thank you for asking that question, because I want to really make clear, this is literally for everybody.
Mhm.
Like, in terms of, there is no condition that you can have that would prevent you from being able to use this technology and be successful. But again, like, obviously I have my bias towards this technology because it's what I use, but please, like, hear me correctly. Strength training, time under tension, slow motion, deliberate training is for everybody.
Mhm.
Like, I just happen to have access to the NASA level version of technology for exercise, but it doesn't matter where you find it. Any trainer, any place where you can go to challenge the body and do resistance training safely, whatever condition you have, no matter how unhealthy, if you're alive, the body wants to heal itself. And when you give it the ability to do that through good sleep, good exercise, nutrition, doctor's care, whatever, then you can get better. Like, if your heart is still beating, there's still a chance.
Mm-hmm. Amen. So everything that they need to know, price wise, how to get a hold of you, let's give them all of that, because again, this could be what I'd love for you to do is do this for yourself. I'm very big on accountability partners. So it'd be great to have mothers, daughters, fathers, sons, best friends, coworkers, whatever, to be able to come in together. So John, give them everything they need to know for gift certificates, being able to come in, how it all works.
So it's very simple for us. We have two options, right? So the first week, the first 7 days, even though you're not going to work out every day necessarily, but the whole first week is free. I mean, we can't give this away fast enough in order to get people to just come in and experience what it is and really get an understanding and allow us an opportunity to educate you on what and how this works. But right now we only have two options. I don't let anybody use these machines more than twice a week. It's not necessary. I don't believe in overexposure. I don't believe in diminishing returns, and I don't believe about doing things for the sake of doing them. And I tell people that if you want to come in for a third day and you can afford it, great. We're going to schedule you to come here, but you're not coming here. You're going to go get a massage instead. Go pay somebody else
Okay.
for your self-care, right? So we have once a week and twice a week options. Once a week is $200 a month or $50 a session.
Mhm.
We don't really have a subscription model necessarily. It just kind of defaults to that, because if you come in once a week and it's $50 a session and you do that every month, well, then it's $200 a month. And if you pay for multiple months out, we don't have any contracts. There's no commitment necessarily. But if you pay for multiple months out front, then we'll give you a discount. And then twice a week is actually cheaper. It's closer to $37 a session, and it's $300 a month.
Okay.
And that's it. We do have some other things. We've got an infrared sauna, and we have some exercise bikes that are kind of AI. They're very high tech bikes for cardio. For additional things that are all included in the membership. But those are the only two price points. So you go free. First week is free. And then if you want to come once a week, it's $50 a session. And if you want to come twice a week, it's about $37 a session. And then we have an amazing referral program where after your first 90 days that you pay up front, if anyone that you send us, anyone that comes in for a demo for free, if they sign up and commit to 90 days, just like you did for the first 90 days, then you get a free month. So every single person who refers 12 people a year, or on average, one person a month, and they commit to that 90-day program, your membership for the whole year is free. So if you want free Biofit memberships and you can find 12 people that you genuinely care about, that you want to just bring them in and show them this amazing technology, then you'll never pay for a session after your first 90 days.
I love it. Giving health. That's how we pay it forward. So Richard said, this is so awesome. I'm definitely sold and would love to meet you. Do you give military discounts or disabled discounts?
We sure do.
There you go, Richard. All you have to do is get a hold of them. Rosie, yes. So Rosie, thank you, because Rosie did the first introduction when she wrote. She's been a big follower of the show, and so she told us about John, and then Marilyn said she put the cherry on it. Awesome referral program, Julie says, and Linda says great information. All of you. That's why I wanted to bring John on, so that you could see maybe this is what's been missing in your life. And again, for John to say he came from a bodybuilding background, I want all the men to be listening to this. John, do you mind me asking what your age is?
I'm 39.
Okay, so there you go. 39 years old. Wouldn't you love to get the aha moment earlier in life than waiting into your 40s and your 50s and your 60s and saying, well, why did I keep throwing all the weights around? If that's not working for you and you want something that's going to, and it's also going to give you time back with those that you love the most. It just seems like the perfect scenario. So working and resting and having time back. John, I'm thrilled to be able to pass this information along to people. I love that you found this. Are there people that have come to you that have said, hey, I'd love for you to open more locations, or would you ever franchise out?
Yeah, I get those questions a lot. I don't know what it is. I want to make sure that the ones that I have are healthy.
Yep.
This is my first go at business. Like, this is literally the first time I've ever done this. So I'm constantly learning. I'm constantly making mistakes and trying to learn through trial and error.
Yep.
I believe in my soul that this technology is going to blanket the planet in the next 10 years. And lifting weights is going to be like using candles to light your home. Like it can be done, and you might do it from time to time because it's romantic and nostalgic. But like, why would you do that on a regular basis? Like, this technology and these machines are so safe, they are so effective, and the results are literally inevitable, that once I think more people understand and get access to this, it's gonna catch fire. So I would like to believe that there would be multiple stores in multiple cities. I just want to help people. So whether that looks like Biofit, there's 1,000 Biofits, right? I don't know. I don't care. I just want to help people. I want to get them on these machines. I want to get them moving. And not even really on these machines. I just want to get people healthy. I want to get here, Monica, if I could just say this. And this hits home for me because, like, with my grandparents and and members, some of the members of my family, there is a huge problem in this country where somehow, as we were all figuring out how to chase the American dream, we spent 40, 50 years giving ourselves to our country or to our company or to the corporation, to the job, to the career, to the whatever. And you work your whole life, you make all this money. Hopefully you make this money and you have this big war chest of retirement funds, but you've spent all of your health getting there. You sacrificed everything about yourself and your life and your health to get access to these resources. And what happens is, and I see this way more than it makes me feel comfortable, people that are 70 and older, it's very seemingly to me, spend all of that money not doing the things that they were wanting to fulfill their dreams with.
Mm-hmm.
They spend the money staying alive and not living, not actually having the physical independence and the ability to do the things with their body that their brain wants to tell it to do. And this is a tragedy for me. And so a very big part of my motivation for wanting to do this and for these machines is that I have the ability, this very beautiful and unique ability, to leverage technology that can allow people to not ever have to experience that. Like, I don't ever want people to run out of time before they run out of money, right? I don't want anybody to run out of either one of them, quite frankly. But it's like the fact that we just put people, our elderly, our seniors, the ones that have the most wisdom and experience and teachable moments for us, we just put them on a shelf
or just toss them away. I know it's the most frustrating thing.
And to be one of those people who just gets put on the shelf because you don't have anything left to contribute, or you can't take care of yourself, or whatever it is. Exercise, strength training can help.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't have the monopoly on being able to help. I just happen to have the technology that does it the fastest and the safest. But if you're anywhere in the world and you hear this and you don't have access to my machines or this ARX technology, find somebody who knows what they're doing with strength training principles and allow them to help you, because I can promise you that your quality of life, your ability to enjoy your life will exponentially improve much faster than you think. It's so important. And I just, every single day I get testimonials and feedback and stories from people that tell me the smallest things to us, to people like us who have the ability to take those things for granted. Mm-hmm. Carrying groceries in from the car,
getting up out of a chair,
getting up out of chairs. To us, yeah, of course. Like, what do you mean you can't get up out of the chair? What's wrong with you? But that's a legitimate thing for a lot of people, and it really humbles you. So I don't know.
I appreciate you saying that, because I can look at my entire career of working in the health industry, and my most rewarding time, I think, is with seniors. I loved my time training seniors at Friendship Village, because here they come walking in with their walkers, and you just wanted to get them to be able to have their head upright, to be able to look straight forward and not be hunched over. It's just those aha things, right? For us, it's just like, get up out of the chair and walk. And it was teaching that. They even said, Monica, can you teach us how to get out of a fall? Because we're scared. And I said, and you should be. There's nobody there in your apartment. And then you're trying to call for someone. It's all those things. And I want you to think about that with your parents and your grandparents. Help them with that. I'd love for grandkids to come with their grandparents to John, and for you together, the generations together, to see how you get healthy together. Trust me, it will light you up to have your grandma and grandpa be there with you. Let's see. Oh, Richard said, thanks for the tears, but they're good tears. Oh, very good. I love that. Johnny, giveaway time. Have Monica pull a name of her December giveaways. Oh, okay. Well, I was actually just going to ask, John, you actually gave me some gift certificates that you told me that we could give away, maybe to people that, that I meet, that I think that are deserving, et cetera. Let's do one. And that's for a month, right?
Yes, let's do it.
How would you like to do it?
I would just like to do it. I don't know. I don't know how you normally do it.
Let's see. How about here's the thing. How about if I give one away during my session tonight? Because that means those are people who are truly trying to change their life altogether, mentally, physically, and spiritually. Some of the people obviously are in Canada, so they can't. But for the people who are coming tonight, how about we give it to somebody tonight during that session?
Yeah, I love it.
That
I
sound good?
mean, I think, yeah, and I think the vision board party that you're having, I think is awesome. Like we've had a few of those at Biofit. I have a vision board. I have a vision wall. I have like these giant post-it note
Yep.
type things that, like, I don't know if you guys can see it. You can kind of see it from here.
Oh yeah. Yep.
But those, like, they cover my wall. I mean, I have big dreams, but
That's
yeah,
good.
I think that it would be very deserving of somebody to show up, not just for themselves, in that capacity, but like for other people, because the more brains and the more souls that you can get into a room to experience something like that, like, the better it always is. And so,
Absolutely.
I'm totally okay with that.
All right. All right. I tell you what. So Richard just said, or you could give it to people who can't afford to go tonight. Just a suggestion. Yes, we need another vision board night, but on a Wednesday night, please. So we will. So Kasha and I will be doing more. Look, it's only $30, and I always say this, and I know people say that they can't afford, but when you start breaking down what you spend in your life, and John, both of you and I do this, the amount of things that people spend their money on, if they would really keep track of it all, they would then realize that they can give money to their health or give money to the things that matter. It's only $30, and I have given 30 years of my life away to so many different things. And then I realized that people would come to me and say, hey, you got to realize the value of what you're giving. And so I'd love to just give everything away free, but that's not smart businessman or businesswoman. So what we're providing tonight is one of the most eye-opening things. Cash and I were talking for a long, long time last night, and what's going to be provided tonight will be life-changing for you mentally and spiritually. And from the physical standpoint, you would then connect that to what John is talking about. So you have given me a few. If you would want, I could give one away tonight, and then I could give one away to the people who are watching us this morning. That's up to you. If you've got something in your mind that you think that you would like for us to do for those who cannot afford to come tonight, let me know.
I mean, I want everybody to come. I mean, like, I feel just like you. I mean, if I could, and I mean this sincerely, if I didn't have to charge to do what it is that I do, I wouldn't. I mean, if I could wake up every day and do one thing and one thing only, it would be everything that I've been doing for the last 6 to 12 months.
Right.
Like, I love what I do so much that this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. So I want everybody to come, but I literally can't just give it away for free.
No.
Unfortunately. That's just the world that we live in. And so, but I'm like you as well, like there needs to be an equal energetic exchange for the things that we're providing in the world,
Right.
and you and I have been doing this for a really long time, and our time and our effort and our experience is valuable. I don't know. I mean, if you want to randomize, people who are in the chat, and you want to give something away to them or have them enter into a drawing or something, I'm totally okay with that. Or, but I love the idea of somebody from tonight, getting one, because I think that them showing up and doing that for themselves is worthy, and I think they deserve it.
So let's do this by close of business tomorrow. What you're going to have to do, you're going to have to email me. I'm going to put this up on the screen. So Richard, I'll do it this way, and this will be fair for everyone. Instead of going and actually, because we have a lot of people who have already been on the email list, and if they're not really wanting to do this, I don't want to just pick them. And then, so I want it to be from this show. You are going to email me, and I'm okay with getting flooded with emails right now. info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com. Okay. You send me an email and say, I want to be put in the Biofit drawing. That's what the subject needs to say. I will take all of those and I will put them in I'll print them out. I'll put them into a hat, and then I will pick one name. I will know that all of you genuinely are wanting to have your life changed. So from 8:19 this morning until 5 p.m. tomorrow night, and then I will pick a winner, and I'll be reaching out to you, and it will be a month with John to change your life. And then I hope that you continue with that and that you pay it forward and you tell people what you've done. Do people have to wait to get on machines? Renee asked.
No. So, I mean, everyone, when you come in, you're coming into an appointment. So it's an appointment-based system that, the vast majority of my clients have the same day and the same times every week. So like when you come in and you find a time that works for you to come in for free to try the demo, normally, whatever that time is, you just start coming in at the same time and the same day every week, and that's your time. And you don't have to share it with anybody if you don't want to. There's no, I mean, there might be like a 2 or 3 minute wait or something like that. Like if somebody's late and we're running over, but no, it's not like going to a regular gym and you're just like waiting for your turn, on this machine for like, forever.
Marilyn just said, I love to pay it forward. John, you rock. Thank you. So Marilyn, you're a sweetheart. Marilyn said if anybody cannot afford to come tonight, that she was willing to pay for them. Look, I really believe that if someone wants their life to change, it's like the carrot that you put in front of a horse. They will do whatever they possibly can when they're really, really ready. I need to make sure that people are really ready. I'm going to tell you all about tonight and make sure that you know how to get there. I also remind you, if you want to be put into the drawing to win the month with John at Biofit, again, email me from now until 5 p.m. tomorrow, and I'll do a separate drawing. So we're going to give 2 away. One tonight during Cultivating a Vision, and then we'll do a separate one for all of you that are watching and cannot come tonight. How about that? And so we just put it in the subject line that you're looking to be put in the drawing for Biofit. All right. I already hear my emails coming in. info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com. John, anything before we wrap up? And I'm going to do a quick break, and then I'll wrap up with each and every one of you to give you what you need to know tonight. Anything that you didn't talk about that you want to?
Oh, geez. I mean,
we could be on for hours.
All sorts of stuff. I just want to say thank you, Monica. I think, I really love what your passion is and what you're trying to do. Your energy and your charisma and your drive is infectious. And I knew that like the moment we met, in my studio. And I just want to say thank you for allowing me the opportunity to be on your platform, talk to your audience, and to just get this information out there. Because I think the biggest part of the struggle of what I have on a day-to-day or weekly basis is just people don't understand what it is that I do. They think that it's, snake oil. They think it's just like this gimmicky stuff. And there's just an education gap, and so anyone, and it's very difficult sometimes for me to find people like you that are as willing and understanding to give me the platform to do that, especially for this long. I just want to say thank you because it means the world to me. And, just thank you for supporting my passion.
Well, I loved it when I walked in, and I just want to keep telling people, I know you're wanting to get my husband out there. He actually, like I told you, was really enamored with it. So he's wanting to come and see you, I think, next week, because we're going to take some time off next week. Yes. Yeah. And by the way, everybody, I mean, if you've seen my husband, he's worked out his whole life. He's a lieutenant with the county police. He understands the importance of working out, but he, like you have said many times, he actually doesn't enjoy it. Even though he looks phenomenal, he actually does not enjoy working out. So he's like, oh, this might be for me. And I said, I think it really is. It's got your name written all over it. Somebody is it Fele Pettiford just said, hi, John.
Oh, hey.
Oh, hey. All right. And to all of you, thank you so much. I hope you get a chance to go in and see John. And again, it's biofitstl.com. 3 locations, Arnold, O'Fallon, and in the Richmond Heights area. And then what's your phone number, John?
You know what? You'd think I would know that by heart, but I don't. Here, hang on.
So the easiest is just probably going to the website?
Yeah, just go to the website. Sorry. Yeah, it's the biofitstl.com. I don't ever call the business. I don't know by heart.
Isn't it crazy? We all used to do everything by phone. And
what do you think this is? 1997? I mean, we don't memorize
Hang
numbers.
On. Let me pick up the bag phone. John, thank you again for what you're doing and paying it forward and changing lives and giving people their quality of life back.
Well, thank you for allowing me the opportunity to share it with you.
You bet. Merry Christmas to you, by the way.
You too.
All right, everybody. I'll be right back to wrap up the show and let you know how you can be a part of tonight. Stay with us.
Hi, it's Monica Adams. Thank you so much for following along with The Real Monica Adams Show since we launched back in March. But I wanted to let you know there's so much more that I could do with you, your business, your corporation. Did you know that I'm a motivational speaker all around the world, as well as an MC and an auctioneer? So if you have an event, maybe a nonprofit organization, and you want to book me, just shoot me an email, info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com. Personal training, life coaching, and styling as well. Info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com. Envita Health and Wellness, where you can feel your best both inside and out. Envita isn't your typical med spa. They're a multi-specialty medical spa and wellness center serving St. Louis and its surrounding areas. They have ketamine for mental health and pain, IV therapy, medical weight loss, and aesthetics treatments. As board-certified anesthesia providers, Envita can ensure that their advanced treatments are provided safely with minimal to no pain. So let Envita take care of you. Call 314-394-0950 to book an appointment or online envitahealthandwellness.com.
Oh my gosh, I just love that sound. Did you hear the people from The Voice singing the State Farm jingle? It was awesome. It was probably the best we've ever heard it. Kathy Kilo Peterson, you need that as your jingle now. The voice contestants. State Farm agent extraordinaire, kkilo.com, 636-561-6460. She is an incredible human being. She's introduced us to so many amazing people like Marilyn, who watches us on a regular basis. I thank you both so much for what you do. I just love incredible human beings. And by the way, if you know somebody that aligns with our mission, like Kathy, please reach out. Kathy is a regular segment sponsor, and I want you to remember her in the hardest of times and the best of times. She is your agent, and more importantly, a dear, dear friend to our Real Monica Adams team and to you as well. So thank you, Kathy, for everything you're doing. And don't forget about those life insurance policies that pay it forward. We're talking about giving people their life back. So that, you know, when you need somebody to take care of you, Kathy will do just that. I heard the State Farm jingle and thought of Kathy. I know, right? It was so cool. So now we've associated everything. We're like, oh, think of Kathy. Okay, tonight, folks, before we wrap up, one more time, it is Cultivating a Vision for 2024. It starts at 6 p.m. tonight, 6 p.m. Central Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And that is all you need to know to change your life is going to happen tonight. Trust me on this. So we're talking about heart coherence. We're talking about learning how to meditate. We're talking about learning breathing techniques. We're talking about finding clarity through just a world of being in a fog and cloudiness. We are talking about knowing your value. We're talking about not letting the past negativity have power over you. All of these things we'll discuss tonight. Cash is in Canada. Of course, we're here in the States, and we're combining everyone together. Some of you have already joined by getting your ticket. That's fantastic. Hopefully you got the email that I sent out last night that gives you the link. Please, if you are signed up already, make sure that you are going to be signed in on time and ready to go in a quiet space, no distractions. Have a pen with you, have something to write on, have your journal if you've been journaling. If not, I'm going to teach you the importance of journaling and how to start that. And then you should also have some books or some magazines, not necessarily cutting anything out of them, but maybe highlighting words that jump out to you. We're going to get you to find your word, one word for 2024. Of course, you know, I talk about intentional words and gratitude words and the triangle of life, but could you pick one word to just catapult you and from you to keep thinking and driving towards that one word for 2024? All of this we're going to do tonight, Cultivating a Vision. And again, if you want to sign up for that, just go to my website, TheRealMonicaAdams.com, click on what's new, and you can purchase your tickets. It's only $30, but we are giving 18 and under absolutely free. So if you have anybody that's 18 and under, have them join with you. I hope to see you. We've got about 20, I believe, that are joining us for sure, but we've got more room up until 5:30 this evening, and then that will be the cutoff. If you have any questions for me beforehand, just reach out to me. Otherwise, I cannot wait to see you. I cannot wait to help change your life. And then tomorrow, we are going to be helping you with your last minute rushing around craziness of the holiday season, but we're going to also calm you. We're going to have some fun with you as we go into Christmas weekend. So I hope to see you bright and early tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Mark Coulter will be joining me from Christopher's in Kirkwood. Cannot wait for that. And we will be doing one heck of a giveaway. In fact, he sent me a text. Let me see this. 2 holy cow. So let me tell you why you don't want to miss tomorrow. All right. And then for all of you, there's only 14 on you live. So a lot of people might miss this, but we are giving away 2 gift cards tomorrow, $120 a piece. So there you go, Richard. For people who can't afford different things, this is where we open up our heart and we give. $120 to Christopher's and $120 to Mark Anthony's, which makes up 24 as we go into the best 2024 ever. The winner will be announced on Monday, January 1st. So we'll be telling you how you can enter in to win that. We've been doing Monica's must-haves, and I told you I had a special surprise for you. So sometimes it really, really helps to wait until the very, very end. To all of you, you can go ahead and spread that along, but you got to be tuned in tomorrow. $240 we're giving away, $120 to each store. How about that? You got to love that, right? Told you big things are coming. Yep. See? Wow is right. Thank you. Wow, wow, wow. There's your last minute gift giving and the reason why you always want to hang on. To all of you, thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this from the very beginning. And as we slide into the end of 2023, we just want to make you happy. We want to get you well and have the balance of life mentally, physically, spiritually. And let's have an incredible start to 2024. I hope I see you tonight for Cultivating a Vision, if not bright and early tomorrow morning in Kirkwood. God bless you all. Remember, be kind.